emotions reflect in physical conditions. So you want to keep yourself healthy, work with your mind first. It's a fallacy to believe I cannot be hypnotized.
Totally.
We are always in constant progress to really get to where the person wants to be. And that's importance where you mark between hypnosis or medical hypnosis.
Today, we're going to be talking about the mystical and incredible world of hypnosis. This is the broadcast.
Live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is the Puerto Rico Business Broadcast. Now, here's your host, Daven Michaels.
Welcome to the broadcast. And if you're enjoying the broadcast, we now have a new hotline. Let me give that to you. It is 786-789-1279. And if you text us PRBB, we will let you know every time we go live. And today we are coming to you from our new studios, the Claro Podcast Studios, here located at San Patricio Plaza. And today our guest is Carlos Blanco. Carlos, welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's great to have you here, amigo. And today we're going to be talking about hypnosis, which you don't know this, but I'm fascinated by hypnosis. I love hypnosis. I actually have a pretty intimate relationship with hypnosis. I'll tell you why. When I was a kid, I saw at the time the world's greatest stage hypnotist. This was when I was a kid. I don't know if you would remember his name. I believe his last name was like Dunning or something like that. He was world famous. And so that was amazing. Then many years later, when I was a young adult, I actually had some hypnosis therapy done on myself. So I learned a lot about that. We're going to unpack all of this stuff. And then about a decade later, I used to have a company in California, and I had a bunch of young people that worked for me. And at night, after work, they would go watch this stage hypnotist once again. And they dragged me along one time, and he was a young guy. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. And he went on to become the world's greatest stage hypnotist. And we'll unpack the differences there too of our generation, actually. And then we became good friends, and we did business together for a decade. And he did incredible things. I saw him make $143 million from his infomercial. So all kinds of cool stuff. And so I'm absolutely fascinated by the world of hypnosis. I know a lot about it, but a lot of our audience doesn't. So first of all, Carlo, can you just share with us your Puerto Rico story?
Well,
Yeah.
being born in Puerto Rico many years ago.
Where did you grow up in Puerto Rico?
San Juan.
In San Juan, okay.
However, I've lived in many countries. That's as a result of my father's work. He used to work for Exxon Corporation.
Okay.
So I lived in Colombia. I lived in maybe like 7 or 8 states in the United States, Mexico, Dominican Republic, and I can keep mentioning many other countries. So I'm from Puerto Rico, but I've had the experience of living abroad and having all that international taste and now bringing it back to Puerto Rico.
I love it.
Basically, I've been many years outside of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Back in 2014, I felt the urge of being close to family and serve my people, if you will.
Yeah.
So back in 2014, I came back, established actually here in San Patricio, established my clinic based in mental health, using hypnosis, specifically for medical hypnosis, to alleviate stress, performance, working with multiple business owners, executives, reach their highest potential. So that's a little bit about me. So from Puerto Rico, but having that international taste. And now I'm helping a lot of people that have moved to Puerto Rico connect with Puerto Rico. And perhaps I would say get to manage that crisis and the anxiety that comes with the change.
Sure.
And help them to adapt. So that's one of the main things I've been doing in these past few years.
I love it. I love it.
And also using hypnosis to work on that, because that's the beauty of hypnosis that we'll get to see is that we can use it for anything that we want. It's basically to use the power of your mind to get what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting. We both have some parallels in the respect that, you're integrating a lot of people into Puerto Rico, and that's one of the things I love to do,
Yes,
at my San Juan Social Club. That's great. So first of all, You mentioned the term medical hypnosis. So let's just make this clear. Not that you have to be a medical practitioner to practice hypnosis. You can become a master in your craft, but you actually are board certified.
That is correct.
Yeah,
And,
you're a
uh,
psychologist.
I'm a psychologist, board certified, and also a medical hypnotherapist.
Perfect.
And basically, I've used that tool, which is hypnosis, to work on mental health.
Sure.
So that's been the vehicle I've been using for now 15 years. And yes, and it's fascinating because you get to see the people transform themselves into the best version. And when you use therapy, it may take years to get to where you want to be.
Right. This
With
is a
hypnosis,
faster
you go
way.
faster. The big difference is there's hypnosis that you may see, let's say, in cruises or
Right.
entertainment.
It's just stage hypnosis.
Exactly. And that's great.
Yeah.
But medical hypnosis is a different sort of
Sure.
hypnosis. You have to definitely have the credentials, the practice to be able to work with that person's emotions and you're dealing with that person's life.
Yeah.
To really get to where the person wants to be. And that's importance where you mark between hypnosis or medical hypnosis.
Yeah, and that was a distinction I definitely wanted to make. Look, hypnosis is powerful.
Yes.
And if somebody's going to be having an intimate conversation with your subconscious, it might not be a bad idea to have that person have knowledge of psychology, right? And be a psychologist. And
Right.
again, it's not, there are practitioners that practice hypnosis that are not doctors, but certainly I think I would like to have.
It always helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when you're dealing with medical hypnosis, you're actually going into your emotions. What is more, let's say, sensitive than your emotions, aside from your money?
Yeah.
It's your emotions and your money.
100%.
So definitely, if you're putting yourself out there, it better be with the right person that has all the tools, not only from the hypnosis end of it, but also from the medical side of it.
Right. I agree.
So that's very important that you select the right person for it.
I agree wholeheartedly. And you also made another good point that this is, people want speed. People will actually pay for speed. And, I believe that there's a way to get somewhere and then there's a way to shortcut it. I always tell people, I use the analogy when it comes to mentorship that no matter what you want to achieve or no matter what you want to create, there's always somebody that's walked that path before you. And if you can latch onto their belt buckle, if you will, they'll get you there faster. And I think that's the idea of hypnosis. I could come to see you on a weekly basis, and I'm sure many of your clients do for just regular psychology. But then, one day I might say, well, Carlo, could we go a little deeper here? Could we do a hypnosis session or a series of hypnosis sessions to get me where I want to go faster?
True. And you have to look at the cost of waiting.
Yeah, right.
There's a cost to your life, maybe of feeling bad for a longer
And
time,
more sessions.
right? Or for your business,
Of
perhaps.
Of course.
So the fact of how long will it take to get me to where I want to be, and the best vehicle, again, hypnosis. The way I tell my patients is, imagine this is like you going on a Toyota, or maybe going
In the Rolls Royce.
in a Rolls Royce. Everybody wants to go on the Rolls Royce, right?
Of course, yeah.
So that's the same way. That's the way that you should see it.
For sure, absolutely. So let's demystify some of the stigmas that exist around hypnosis. Okay, so first of all, and you can, I know a lot about this stuff, so I might get it right, but I'm sure you're going to correct me on some stuff that I don't. So first of all, I think some people think that when you're hypnotized, you are out of control, that you are not in control of what's going on. That is not the case, is it?
That is not the case. Let me give you an example.
Please.
Let's say that I tell you, Daven, you're going to rob a bank,
Right.
and that's against your values.
Yeah.
I may say it while we are under hypnosis, and because that's not, I'm assuming, part of your
Right.
beliefs, you simply
It's-
won't act
it's just
on
not gonna
it.
happen.
So that's the first thing,
Right.
that if it goes against your values, whatever is being said as part of the therapy, you won't act on it.
Yeah.
Only those suggestions that actually go in favor of what you believe are the ones that are going to materialize
Absolutely.
once you do your hypnosis. So
Yeah.
that's a very important thing to know. The other thing that is very important is you're always in control. As a matter of fact, nobody hypnotizes you. You're actually entering yourself into the state of hypnosis.
Yes.
The only thing the practitioner is doing is creating the setup or the scenery so that you can go and relax and enter into hypnosis.
Right.
The other thing I want to say about this, people come and say, oh, I cannot be hypnotized. And I tell you, when you go to the movies and you're obsessed in that one scene,
You're hypnotized.
you have
Or when something happens to you that you remember a decade later, you don't remember most of everything over that decade, but you remember that moment in time. You were talking to somebody and something happened. That's the state of hypnosis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a fallacy to believe I cannot be hypnotized.
Totally.
We are always in constant process. Let me tell you more. When we leave here from San Patricio and I'm not going to mention the business,
Yeah.
when we see those French fries
Uh-huh.
up in the board and you get
You're
hungry,
hypnotized.
You're
to think of that. Of
hypnotized.
course you are. Between
So-
the television and your experience as a 5-year-old child going to McDonald's once a week or whatever that was.
Exactly.
Right.
My proposal
course.
is if we're being hypnotized
By
all the
everything.
time,
Right.
why not do it
In a
for the
positive
thing
way.
that you want?
100%.
Exactly.
I
That's where I am.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in hypnosis. So yes, I can totally relate to that. Now, here's a couple more stigmas. So one is, and you already kind of covered this, but I want to make this infinitely clear. If you and I are doing a session and I'm laying on your couch and you're taking me deep and you're taking me into a state of hypnosis, if you touched me or something, I would immediately pop back out. You're not going to take advantage of me in the session. It's just not going to happen.
Let me tell you, Daven, I have an interesting memory from those days of Hurricane Maria,
Yeah.
which you probably know, and
Yeah, we moved here right
the
after.
people that are looking at our show.
Of course.
I would have no power in my office. I would have lots of construction noise.
Yeah.
And still, while we were in that session, even the noise that was being made helped the person go deeper in the state of hypnosis, because I made the suggestion of all the noise that you're hearing right now will help you go deeper and deeper.
Right.
So again, it's the power of the mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a matter of fact, if I wanted to, right now, I could enter into a session with you, but I'm being nice to you and I'm not
You could probably do without me even noticing. That's what the good guys can do.
Yeah, that's a very valid question, because the one thing I notice is people are wondering, would I be able to go into this? And when people realize that they have the power, everybody wants to go
Oh yeah.
into hypnosis.
It's cool. And the reality is the most intelligent people are the ones that most easily accept.
I tell you
hypnotic
one thing,
suggestion.
David. All those politicians, people who are really successful in business, you know what
They
they
can
have?
hypnotize as they speak, if you will.
Great point that you bring it.
Yeah.
We have to take away that
They're
idea.
hypnotic.
Yeah,
they're-
and you have to take away that idea that if I look for help from someone, I'm having a trouble, or that means that I'm less of a person.
No.
Just the contrary. It's the same
Exactly.
way that you have your nutritionist, your trainer.
Yep.
You need, if you are to be successful or even plan to be more successful, get yourself a person that can work with the power of your mind.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Investors today want safe, uncorrelated, above average returns, and tax-free if possible. That's why you need to know about Just Be the Bank, a proven strategy from one of America's most successful family offices. Just Be the Bank is a 2.5-day virtual workshop that shows you how to build a private money lending business, earning safe, double-digit passive reoccurring income, even inside a Roth IRA or 401k. In today's overpriced market, it's one of the smartest ways to de-risk while still growing wealth. The workshop is led by the Steck family office with thousands of deals and billions funded. And right now, they're offering 50% off to all listeners of the broadcast and San Juan Social Club digital membership card holders, plus 8 powerful bonuses, including tax strategies, all their lending docs and calculators, and even a one-on-one call with Dave Steck. I've known Dave for nearly 20 years. He's one of the sharpest financial minds I've ever known. If you want financial freedom through private lending, text 858-395-3990 or email dave@justbethebank.com to get started today. If you're a speaker, thought leader, or expert, or you want to become one, I've got a great recommendation for you. It's a program called Speakers Need to Speak. And if you're looking to get booked more often and really grow your brand, this is the place to be. They'll help you with everything from tightening your message, improving your stage presence, learning how to monetize your talks, building your personal brand, and staying ahead with the newest tech and marketing tools. It's all led by Danella Burnett. She's been my booking agent for the past decade, and she is hands down the best in the business. Speaking has taken me to 51 countries, and it's been one of the biggest drivers of my success. If you want that kind of momentum, this is the perfect next step. And here's something special. If you're a San Juan Social Club digital card holder or you mention the broadcast, you'll get 20% off all services. Just head to speakersneedtospeak.com or call 678-677-3858 to get started now.
So another fallacy, I think a lot of people don't know what hypnosis really is, right? But really what it is, it's an exercise in relaxation. You
That
kind
is
of speak to
correct.
that. It's just dropping them into a relaxed state where they can easily accept suggestions.
I love this conversation
Yeah.
because you
I love
you're
hypnosis. It's
super
cool.
informed.
Yeah, it's neat.
And that's what happens when you allow yourself to be relaxed. Then that opens the opportunity for your subconscious mind, where easy part where you have your automatic thoughts, those thoughts that actually get you in trouble, that make you feel inferior, that make you feel fear and make you fail.
Right.
You actually get to work with that, and you actually get to create new beliefs, new automatic thoughts. But the only way to get to that point is by inducing yourself and being relaxed. Once you are relaxed, all suggestions that either a practitioner can make or yourself making yourself an auto hypnosis, which
Right.
I also help people do, and you can do it yourself in your own time.
Yeah, and I think you made a great point. So much of our emotions are subliminal. So, for example, if you, I know that like every time I get in a situation that scares me, I'm really going back to my 5-year-old self. And I have no control over that feeling. Like when I feel overwhelmed from that, I have no control over it. And yes, I do, because I've done a lot of work on myself. I do know that it comes from, my 5-year-old self, right? But I don't have any control over that. That's
But
my
that's because you've
subconscious.
done the work. But if you haven't,
Yeah.
guess what?
You don't even,
An issue happens and you don't even know why you're feeling
right. You're just a victim of it. You're just doing what it tells you to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
I tell you, I mean, and this is not a thing that I only tell people to do. I actually practice it. Let me give you an example. This morning, was doing my subliminals, and I was heavy working on today. I'm going to close these deals. And guess what? I'm sitting here with you today,
Closing a deal.
and that deal closed. And
Okay.
that's how powerful our mind is and how we program ourselves
And
for the future.
And essentially, really, what that is that's focus, right? I mean,
Of
we
course.
we get whatever it is we focus on. If we're focused on something that we're fearful of, we will live in fear, right? And if we're focused on the things we want to achieve, it's just going to happen because that's our focus. So, for example, some people have vision boards. I love vision boards. I have vision boards, right? And there's no magic to that. It's just the fact that if you see it 10 times a day, your subliminal and both your conscious and unconscious are going to focus on it.
Yeah, but it's very clear.
Yeah.
What you believe, you
You
create.
yeah, you
A
create
simple
or
of
keep.
that. And that applies to the vision board,
Yeah.
and that applies to the example I just gave,
Right.
or to whatever you that are watching
Right.
this podcast, whatever you set your mind and whatever you believe, that's what you're going to create into your future. So if you want to have a better future, start working now. How do I work now? The same way that I go to the gym, that I have my trainers, that I
Build-
have my
Building that muscle.
work with your mind muscle.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, Carlos, some of the things that people come to you for. What are some of the great things that can be treated well with
One of the
hypnosis?
biggest thing,
Yeah.
how to manage from the standpoint, since I know that we're reaching a lot of people that have recently moved to Puerto Rico, I have a lot of people, both English speakers and Spanish speakers
Yeah.
from other countries that come to me with, okay, I just moved to Puerto Rico. We're having issues. It's lovely, but we're having issues adapting. Perhaps it's leaving our parents, our family, new traditions, family,
Making new
kids,
friends.
making new friends. So I get to work with them to make that adaptation process easier with hypnosis.
Yeah.
Another thing for business, a lot of business executives come to me, okay, I want to make more sales, but I'm afraid of talking in public. I don't know how to rule or guide my team. I'm afraid I cannot trust my team. So I help them through all of those mental barriers so that they can become the executive that they really want to be. And last but not least, anxiety. A lot of stress and anxiety, Daven. And not only that, but the other thing with physical pain. My back is hurting, my leg is hurting, I feel old, I feel exhausted. So they come to me and we reprogram their mind to be able to manage physical pain as well.
So let's talk about that. That's really interesting because when I think a lot of people think about physical pain, they think of physical pain and they don't believe or think that their mental state has anything
I love
to
that
do with
phrase.
that. So can you speak to that? Explain that.
Yes. We are body, mind, and soul.
Right.
When our body hurts, that hurt first expressed in our mind.
Correct.
The problem first arrived in our mind. You want to fix your body or that pain that you have in your body? Sure, go to your chiropractor, all of that. But you know what? You have to go to the root cause. What am I thinking? And when you resolve that, that pain that you went to the chiropractor or to massage parlor or whatever it is will also be fixed. So that's the game. Always go to the root cause. The root cause is always in my mind. And emotions reflect in physical conditions. So you want to keep yourself healthy, work with your mind first.
Right. Right. I've also been told that the fastest way to change your mental state is to change your physical state.
That also works
Yeah.
because your body feels good, and that also indicates that the issue has been resolved. So you're going to feel better emotionally as well. It's a relationship that goes both ways, if you will.
Got it. Okay, so let's say somebody decides, they're having an issue, let's say a stress and anxiety.
Yes.
Okay, built around something.
So many people that I get to see, David, and you know what? You see them on social media, laughing, relaxing,
Right.
and when they get to talk to you,
Yeah,
you see that life is not as easy as it is.
for sure. And let's take it a step further, not just stress and anxiety, but let's talk about something that is epidemic currently in our population. That's depression. So let's speak to depression. So somebody comes to you, they're depressed. You know they're depressed. First of all, as a psychologist, can you prescribe?
I don't prescribe. However, I get to know a lot about natural medication,
Sure.
which works.
You're right. Well, that
And I'm
and
able
then
to tell you what you should be taking.
and then hypnosis as
Oh,
well,
yeah,
right?
hypnosis.
So let's talk about, some best practices. How do you treat somebody that's suffering from depression? How long does it take? I'm sure it varies, but speak to that.
It's a great point that you're bringing because anxiety and depression come all in one. And we need to first identify, is the anxiety coming before depression or is depression the result of anxiety? That's the first thing that we need to look at. Okay?
Okay, so let's think about it. So I just want to digest that for a second. So is the anxiety coming from the depression or is the depression coming from that very,
Yes, because what
very
happens
interesting
is
points? Yeah.
you may feel depressed as a result of always being
In-
tired,
Or
always being in anxiety,
anxious, yeah.
anxious.
Yeah.
But also, it could be that your anxiety is so hard, so difficult, you give up, and then depression ensures.
Right.
Or it could be that you feel so depressed
Right.
that
Then it
also
creating
creates
anxiety.
and brings the anxiety.
That's
So
right.
the way I like to see it is we have to treat both at the same time. And the first thing that you should do is scan your body, go to your medical doctor. You need to rule out any medical condition.
Okay.
For example, hormones. For example, situationals. What is happening in your life? You're going through a divorce.
Sure.
You're going through a move to Puerto Rico, for example. Again, not because Puerto Rico is bad,
Right.
but it's normal that you feel perhaps a little
Apprehensions.
yes,
Stressed
what
out,
you're doing
of
in your
course.
process.
Sure.
So that's the first thing that we need to do. When we do that, then I can be able to tell what you have is pure depression or anxiety, and this is the root cause. When we find the root cause, then we delve into hypnosis and we go further into yourself to a point that you actually say, I never thought that this situation comes from something that happened 20 years ago, or as he said, from when I was a kid, 5 years old.
Sure.
And now it's manifesting in the way I see life now. And that's why I'm depressed. That's why I'm anxious. The other thing that's very important, Daven, people tell me, oh, but as a result of anxiety and depression, now I cannot travel. Now I cannot talk in public.
It's debilitating for them.
Debilitating.
Yeah.
And what do? We actually find the root cause of those events, and then I get to do imaginary exposure to the person so that before you have to experience that traumatic event again, you start working with hypnosis to do it in your mind so that then you can actually get to the real event, whether it's public speaking, whether it's traveling, or doing whatever you are afraid of. So that's another part that we need to talk. That is sometimes that depression and anxiety comes as a result of a fearful event,
Sure.
of something that you are unable to do.
Yeah, I mean, these fearful events end up defining us, and quite often
Of
we don't even
course.
realize it.
And they limit you as an executive or as a father. Just today, I mean, that person that I told you that joined my program, she's having to travel to see to see her son graduate, and she said, "I simply cannot do it." I mean, do you know how sad I feel that my son is getting a PhD, one of these big universities, and I cannot make it? And I said, "There's no need for you to go through that. Let's fix it."
Yeah.
So even situations like that you can say I can be a happy executive, I can be a happy person, but when you have that limitation, David, wow,
Yeah.
it's big.
Yeah.
You definitely can be happy when you're
Sure.
like that.
For
you know?
sure.
If you're thinking about doing real estate deals here in Puerto Rico, I've got a great resource for you. Check out the Flip Flop Flipper community. It's one of the best places to connect with people who are actively doing deals on the island. Super helpful, super welcoming. Whether you're just getting started or you've been investing for a while, they've got great insights, tools, and a community of investors who actually support each other. It's a really easy way to learn, network, and find real opportunities without feeling lost. And here's the cool part. Because you're a San Juan Social Club member or a Puerto Rico Business Broadcast listener, you can join their community for free. Just head over to theflipflopflipper.com and jump in. Hey there, it's Daven Michaels. Welcome to the San Juan Social Club Cruise. Hey there, and welcome aboard the annual San Juan Social Club Cruise. I'm Daven Michaels, producer, planner, and founder of the San Juan Social Club. And I'm here sailing through the stunning Caribbean waters to give you a sneak peek into the biggest and best networking event in Puerto Rico. The San Juan Social Club Cruise is an unforgettable experience designed for Puerto Rico residents and those looking to learn more about Puerto Rico that want to network, make friends, and learn about all of Puerto Rico's vast resources and economic opportunities. Imagine spending a week with us, taking advantage of this one-of-a-kind adventure to unearth exciting business, expand your local network, and make a lasting impact on our community.
40 years of getting together in business groups. This is the most value I've ever seen.
Networking was spectacular.
I'm definitely coming back next year.
It is just amazing, like no other cruise.
One of the best investments I've ever made.
Way more than I could have imagined.
This is
where to be.
I've met people from all over the world.
People that are making the world a better place.
Really high caliber entrepreneurs and investors.
And blown away.
It's incredible, the energy.
It's a total party the entire week.
They're making so many friends.
Blew my mind.
The trip absolutely paid for itself.
We'll be here next year.
This is the adventure of a lifetime.
Networking and schmoozing while Caribbean cruising. Join us in paradise for the San Juan Social Club cruise. See you on board.
So let's talk a little bit more about the process. I think people who are interested in this want to know what's entailed. So if somebody is, let's say, suffering from depression, the first thing is they come see you. And my guess is you probably do a few sessions with them that would not initially be hypnosis, right? You're just getting to
Well, actually, it's very interesting. I have different things that I do.
Or that you could shortcut that process.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And I work in different modes, if you will.
Yeah.
I work both group method, or I'm able to provide one-on-ones. Those one-on-ones also, I can get to do it online. So if you want to do it online, or if you want to do it,
somebody could do it on a Zoom call with me.
if
Oh,
you
that's
want
cool.
to do it like you and I in person, we can do it.
Great.
And just one session, I will get to know what's going on with you. Obviously, there's an evaluation, very in-depth, that they will complete. And second session, if we're doing one-on-one work, we delve into hypnosis. And the best thing, all you have to do is enjoy it.
Just relax.
I have some ladies here from Guaynabo. There's a group of 4 or 5, and they always say the same thing. They say, this is like going to the beauty salon,
Right.
but just enjoying the experience.
Right. And you get something out of it too.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's, and why do I bring this? Because I want you to know that when you do hypnosis, that's another benefit you get.
Right.
That is deeply relaxing, and you actually enjoy it. To the point, I have other customers that tell me when my wife screams at me that day after hypnosis, I won't care.
Right.
If I didn't make the sales I was supposed to make, I don't care, because that's how relaxing you feel. Remember that we're working with your subconscious. We're setting yourself free of everything. So whatever used to bug you stops bugging you.
It's great. So let's continue the we'll call it case study, if you will. So somebody's depressed, you're working with them, doing some hypnosis, doing some sessions as well, both subliminal and conscious. But let's say you're still, this person is clinically depressed and needs meds. Do you work with them to make that happen too?
Excellent question.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people do need meds.
Right.
However, I must say, I would say about 80% are self-medicating and they don't need to medicate.
Got it.
However, if you need to medicate, whether it is in the short term to go through your crisis, or you are already in medication that's working for you, that's great. You can keep medicating yourself, and we start this process. And in the eventuality that you believe that you're feeling okay, you want to make a change and reduce your medication or take it away, we work with your medical practitioner, and we develop a plan to make that happen for you. So I'm not against medication, but I'm against people that say, I have anxiety or depression.
Give me a drug.
Give me a drug.
Right.
That's not the right way to do it. And most people, I have to say, Daven, are doing that.
Yeah, the drugs are very powerful. They're easy go-to.
Yes.
But they have side effects, right? So
look at this. First thing, weight gain. And we know that everybody is now on weight loss drugs. So if you are on those weight loss drugs, do you even want to gain weight? I don't think so. And number 2, and most important, is the fact that poses you in risk of addiction. I have so many patients now that their anxiety derives from not being able to leave medication.
Right.
And I don't want you to get there.
right, you want people to have control of their lives. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's something interesting. I don't know if you follow Tony Robbins, but
Yes, of course.
one of the, I think it's one of the big schools, universities. I think they're currently involved with a study with Tony Robbins and all of his events. They're monitoring the participants and so on and so forth. And I think they found that a Tony Robbins event was more effective than a pill. And they literally quantified that was literally the case.
Watching one of his videos, I feel that way.
All right, Tony's amazing, right? Yeah, I mean he's the king, and he's also certainly an NLP master as well.
Yes.
And so let's talk about those things as well. So one thing I've seen that some hypnosis do, and I'm just curious if you do or don't, doesn't really matter either way, but I'm curious. I've seen some hypnosis do what they call past life regressions. And I'm wondering if you've ever gone down that path. And then lastly, many of them are NLP practitioners. So let's speak to that as well.
Yes. First of all, NPL goes right into my line of work.
NLP. Yep.
It's been a while and I haven't touched.
Sure. Sure. And by the way, let's unpack that for a quick sec for people who don't know what we're talking about. What we're talking about is neuro-linguistic programming, which is basically the idea of having your words be able to program your thoughts and others as well, allow you to be more influential. And I believe that was Richard Bandler, the guy that technology.
Correct.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
I incorporate that into the medical hypnosis and also cognitive behavioral therapy, which basically works change your mind or change what you're thinking, and your new behavior will ensue.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Point number two that you brought
was past life regression.
Past life regression. Yeah. Yes, I've done it. One thing I want to say for everybody that's watching.
Is it real? Is it not
real? Real.
Okay.
And here's my point.
Sorry, let's unpack that too for people. I mean, it may be obvious, but for others, it may not be. The idea of past life regression is that we have lived past lives.
Reincarnate.
Right, or reincarnate or what have you, or whatever you want to call that. And by the way, if you're religious, I know many religions do not believe in any type of past life regression. So I'm not saying whether it's real, it's not real, but I do know that a lot of hypnotists have taken people into a hypnotic state where they recount a past life. Now, also we have to realize that this could be a past life. This could also be an aberration, a belief.
Let me tell you another myth
Yeah.
of hypnosis. It has nothing to do with religion or spiritual beliefs. However,
But it's personal belief.
yeah.
right?
However, if I have, for example, a person that tells me my mother died or passed 2 months ago, and I believe that she's with Jesus Christ, and that helps you in your healing, we incorporate that into suggestions.
Okay.
And you know what? I see the person feel a lot better
Makes
and
sense.
heal.
It makes sense.
Number two.
Because you're talking to them in their perceived language or beliefs.
Correct.
Exactly.
Number two, in terms of past life regression, here's my take. I won't say whether it's true or not.
But they believe it.
Yes.
So it is their truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, what I want to tell you as the practitioner is the following. Every time I've worked those cases, and I'm going to bring one specific case. This lady said, every time I put a necklace, I feel like I'm choking.
Okay.
And her husband gave her, for her anniversary, one big choker. She couldn't use it. That's the reason that she came to consultation.
Okay.
After we work on that, and we went into a so-called past life, she actually came back to consultation wearing not only one, but like 3 necklaces. And here's my point. Whether it's true or not, I leave it up to you as a patient or up to you as a person that is listening to this podcast. What is true, though, is that limitation was resolved. And if it worked, that is great.
Yeah.
So that's my point. My point is, I don't know in terms of belief, but does it work as therapy? And the response is, it does work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking to someone's beliefs is just speaking their language, right? Sometimes in the relationship world, we talk about love languages. It's same thing, right?
Exactly.
Fascinating.
Another thing that just occurred to me, the same way that we're talking in English, let me say that it also works in English or whatever language you want to do.
Of course.
Doesn't matter if the person has an accent or, for example, you are a native English speaker and you have a therapist like myself that can have an accent going on, that won't matter. Because once you are relaxed, whatever is being brought to you, and if you are accepting that, is going to work like charm. As a matter of fact, and this is interesting, Daven, with English-speaking patients, I noticed that perhaps because the accent is a little bit different, the new programming sort of stays even for a longer time.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to know.
By the way, I'll share with you a kind of an interesting NLP story. So I am not an NLP practitioner. I've never studied NLP. But here's the hilarious thing. For the last decade, I've spoken in 51 countries.
Wow.
And I'm basically considered a sales speaker, and I'm pretty much top of my game. And I've had people that are world-class speakers that have watched me speak, and they've said that that in your 90-minute presentation, you have literally about 150 embedded commands. And that it doesn't, I never studied it, but I've hung out with so many people that are NLP practitioners that it rubbed off on me. And it makes sense because they're speaking the language which is influencing me. And then I'm turning around and reusing that language just by, osmosis, right? And by reflexively. So let's talk about another thing. When people think about hypnosis, or at least when I think about hypnosis, I think about using it for addictions, sexual addiction, addiction to food, cigarettes. Does that work well?
I didn't bring it because perhaps those are not the best subjects or people don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
But let me tell you, I help people quit smoking. I help newly married guys that are having sexual dysfunction
Sure.
due to anxiety. Look how interesting.
That would make sense.
Performance anxiety,
Sure.
and they can't respond to their
course.
why.
Oh, yeah.
We work on that. Weight loss. I actually work with that balloon gastric surgery, but instead of you having it, I work it so that you believe you've had
All right.
failure.
That's smart.
So we've had that. And one that I'm not really fond of because it's sort of sad, but definitely works, is working with addiction.
Yeah.
So definitely, I've had a couple of people with alcohol, not only drug, but alcohol
Sure.
addiction.
Forgot about.
And it can be done. Of course, it's sort of a somber topic,
Mhm.
but definitely can be done.
That's great.
As a matter of fact, when you go to one of these clinics, in the U.S., that's what they work with. A lot of mental programming.
Yeah.
That's part of what they work with when you are in one of those sober houses.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, Carlo, if people want to work with you or learn more about what you do, how do they find you?
Daven, it's very easy. Let me tell you what I've done. I've removed secretaries. I've made it so that now you get direct access to me. So
I
all you
think
have
people
to do-
really like that.
Yeah. So all you have to do is send a WhatsApp message. The number is 786. That's area code like Miami.
Yep.
786 940 5530. Let me repeat it. 786 940 5530. It's a new number, so that's why I'm actually
Yeah.
listening to it.
Fantastic. And then they can reach out to you. They can do a
And
session
they get
in
access
person.
to me.
They can do a session with you on Zoom as well. And
Zoom, one-on-ones,
Sure.
in group,
Right.
and in person, whatever rocks your boat.
I love it. And lastly, one thing I neglected to mention is, Carlo, you've written 2 books, right?
I've written 2 books. Both were bestsellers in 2014.
Okay.
One was based on, it's called Cuidar es Amar, which is like to take care of someone is to love.
Mm.
And that's a book based on my experience as a caretaker and helping caretakers during my postdoctorate studies. And that was my first bestseller. The second one is the new formula to beat anxiety. And we have both available online. So if you are able to read in Spanish, or you can ask ChatGPT to translate it for
Sure.
you can definitely get access to it when you write to me, and I can definitely send you a digital version.
Sounds
of
great.
it
So they're both available in Spanish only for now.
in Spanish only. And then you ask ChatGPT to translate for you.
Yeah, that's true. Can you get them on Amazon?
Yes, and you can get it also when you write to WhatsApp. I'll send you a direct link so you can get it.
Perfect. Carlo Blanco, thanks so much for being with us on the show. I know I learned a lot. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure to give us a comment below. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Daven Michaels. Live your true life adventure. We'll see you soon.